Hi everyone. There's no one in there, dogs. Go. Get it. Go on. Go on. Yap factory. Whew. I'm making a video about my mud tub again. It's been a while. Yeah. I should probably get back to that. And my messy work area over here. My even messier van. It's my toolbox and junk pile. Yeah. Okay. Trike. Oh no, I'm not making a trike video, but it's getting close. It's so close. He's so close. I'm gonna get some big wide, like 2-inch block spacers with bearings, so that this drop link will be on bearings and nice and free flowing and moving. It doesn't really move much. It's just the air shocks, but in fact, it really doesn't need the bearings. But I might put them at one end just because. My heat shield. I think that's. I mean, could it be better? Possibly, yeah. But you know, all in all, it's not too bad. I don't think. It'll allow air to get up in here, but it will keep it from roasting your feet. It's a problem with gold wings. Okay, back to what I was doing. Mud tub. When I go to the river, if I'm in, if it's nice clear water, the smaller rivers are better because there's a smaller amount of water flowing. I don't know, slower maybe. Anyway, I'll have like my legs in the water, and I'll notice it looks like graphite, a rainbow kind of slick on top of the stream, just flowing away continuously off my legs. Looks just like metal. And so if I were trying to make a case that metal is, we're getting toxified with metal, oh great, the sun's not shining on it anymore, damn it. The sun was shining here when I thought about making this video, and see the surface there? I soaked in this the other day, one time. When the sun's shining on that, you can totally see the pink rainbow coloring to it. I don't have a flashlight or anything to light it up right now. Damn, I wanted to show these colors. Anyway, but you can totally see it on the surface. So that's the stuff I'm talking about. It flows steadily off my skin. If I'm in the river and I'm watching for it, it's always there and it never stops. I'd be there for an hour. Watch it for an hour. I think I did one time. I sat there and looked down at my calves and shins and watched this little whirlpools coming off of them as the water flowed by, and a steady stream of this stuff was flowing into the water continuously. I think this is the same thing. The first time I took any mud baths, this purple like oil slick formed on the surface after about 3 baths, and I was really sick at the time, so more than I am now, the swollen infected stuff under my skin. And it was so bad after 3 baths I wouldn't get back in it. I'm like, okay, I'm changing the water now, because it was spooky weird, and the oil on the surface had a really weird I don't know, it was just really strange. Anyway, this is the stuff that's inside my skin, obviously. So if it's in my skin and in the plasma fluid under my skin, then what does all these, metals, what's the condition they're creating being there, besides an antenna to pick up frequencies that are directed at them? Which, make no mistake, that's what's happening. Fake disorders, fake disease. I mean, it's a real disease when you're sick, of course, but the source of it is not some natural bacteriological virus, whatever, infection anymore. It's a computer that's reading the frequency of you and deciding what disorder you should have at what time. And they'll come on at there'll be certain times on a schedule that your disorders or mine or whatever will flare up regularly like clockwork, and there'll be other places where the conditions are right such as it will trigger those things, like within the proximity of a certain, you know, electrical signal generator tower, which, let's say. This is what I'm adding to the tub right now. Okay, back to the mud tub. I digress too much. The mud is an exfoliant, like a mud mask, except this is for your whole body, right? So that's one good aspect of being in mud. Plus, it's just been known about for a long, long time. What side do I want here? I guess it's going to have to be here. And so, two, it dawned on me, I was in the tub once. Well, I was in my clawfoot tub, and it's metal, so it dawned on me, I'm grounded right now, being in that tub. And because the earth ground is the earth is the ground source of the most ground potential, I guess you'd say. And the mud tub, having so much dirt in it, is basically soil at that point. And so if you ground to the earth through the earth, then you connect a wire from the ground and put it in the mud of the tub, then it's connected to everywhere, and the tub is connected to earth ground. So instead of just having your hands or your feet touching the earth ground and grounding out and removing things in those areas, it touches every point on your body and does the ground. So that is a huge difference between just grounding and grounding in the mud tub. So there's the second point of why I'm coming up with this, why I'm making this video, and why I've been working along these lines of thought. Okay, and then thirdly, there's the there's the 432. You know, what is it? 512, 432, 396 frequencies that are healing, or other frequencies, or resonance, overtones, and undertones of those combined frequencies that are beneficial. Some are harmful. We know harmful ones are being put into our environment intentionally right now by the powers that be, whatever you want to call them, corporations or government or whatever. But if these things are true about the frequencies, then they're beneficial ones too, which there seems to be a rather large consensus that there is. So anyway, I have the tub. The MudtuB Exfoliant. It obviously takes stuff out of your body, because there's metal glistening on the surface of this from one soak in it for like 45 minutes. Two, grounding. So you ground the tub, you ground everywhere in there, and then when you're in it, you're grounded. Every inch of your body is receiving that grounding, not just your hands or feet. So that, how many times does that improve it? I mean, this is like, if you got four grounding points, so say you're on all fours, you compare that to every point on your entire body. There's no comparison. It's like worlds away different. And this is a speaker. This is kind of to make sure the center cone area pushes up against it. I might just slip it in here for now, because I don't feel like drilling holes and putting in seals real quick, but this might work, because this is tough material. So this is going to go up against the tub, and the way sound frequencies and vibration travel through water, I mean, if you've seen the cymatics experiments with water, you can see, you know, nice pretty patterns on the water, and water itself carries frequencies, right? So my theory is this: I'm going to run some 432 for a while to this speaker off of my tube amplifier that's hooked up upstairs, and this is here right at the water line, and that's fairly tight. I think that's going to work, and that's going to impress those frequencies on my body while I'm in the mud. The vibration is going to cause agitation in the surface of the skin, so that's going to help. It's going to scrub, and all the little waves hitting you are going to be scrubbing, because there's a reason that turns green, and my throbbing wrist never stops throbbing, and the veins stand up and go down, and these white speckles are everywhere, and it's all to do with that. It's all to do with that metal. This metal has poisoned the entire nation and almost the world. I don't think they're spraying it everywhere in the world, or in the known world, but they're spraying it in most places of, you know, civilization. That's too hot to get in. I need to get a stir it up some. So yeah, there's my whole theory laid out on the mud tub, the grounding and the frequencies. I'm combining all three: the mud, the ground, the frequencies. Ow! Probably a piece of metal from grinding stuff. Get off my toe, fucker. Oh, it's a thorn. So it's probably a piece of metal from me. That'll be over here. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I guess I could probably end this video. I'm getting the stir stick. Alright, let me get the stir stick, stir that up a little bit, and then I'll be done. So yeah, I had such good, how would you say it? Good results, yes. I had such good results with the first time I did the mud that when I come back to it, after thinking about it for a while, I have, you know, all these extra ideas, you know, the 432 and the grounding. And, well, the grounding is the first one that occurred to me. Grounding, yeah, duh, I'm in mud. Why not run a wire to the ground and be grounded at every point on my body? Because I got more issues than just on my hands and my feet. I got issues everywhere. But some of the other places are even worse than on the hands and feet, if you know what I mean. It's trying to avoid, you know, any terribly unpleasant conditions, right? Anyway, I'm probably making no sense to anyone at this point, but hopefully the evidence of the metals on the surface, probably swirl them into a whirlpool here. Churn some of the dirt off the bottom. It tends to sink to the bottom and you're basically in a big mud puddle. But when you're in there, you can kind of scoop it off the bottom and smear it around. And it looks scoopy, but there's no poop in here. I made sure it wasn't from the dog's area where I got this. Actually, I got this dirt from out at Tad's house. They are putting in a subdivision where the farm used to be next to it there, you know, because it's better to have houses than it is to have farms. Anyway, and they've rototilled up so much dirt, not rototilled, but, you know, tractored, because they're landscaping the area before they put in 86 houses. Big piles of dirt, and I just went out there with a bucket and got me a bucket of this dirt's from where all the cedars used to grow that they cut down and are laying there. It's kind of lame. Seems like the history of mankind has all been about cutting down all the forests and digging out the remnants of the previous civilization. That's really what the whole world seems to be about in those larger senses. You know, the big, powerful military, big money, corporate controllers type of sense. That's all they do. They destroy what was left of the old world to keep us from seeing it, basically, is the one, I guess. And they cut down all the trees and try and extract all the oil from an area, and you know, there's no reason to be cutting down the rainforest anymore at this point. Like, what's the continuous need for all of these rainforest trees? Oh, it's to make pasture land so that the people there can